Welcome to the Link edition for this week, and we always appreciate you coming to watch as we give you information that you can use, and we promise to keep on giving you that information plus opportunities. Tonight we are based on information. Have you heard of credit rating? If you have heard of it, we are going to explain it tonight if you haven't understood it, and also why should you do it. In the studio I have the right person to explain these things, and I have Mr. Laban Musinguzi, Head of Business Development, International Credit Rating Agency. Laban, welcome.
I'm humbled to be here today.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So, what is credit rating? And for that matter, in terms of the company, and I want you to also give us a difference. What's credit rating by you and the credit rating Credit Reference Bureau? People can confuse those two. If you can make the difference there and then give us the definition.
Sure. First of all, I'd like to appreciate our viewers and our listeners out there, that they have chosen the right station to make sure that they can come and have informative information that can lead to what basically they can develop themselves in. So, as earlier introduced, definitely I'm Musinguzi Laban Joshua. I am the Head of Business at ICRA, which you can say ICRA, or International Credit Rating Agency. It's a local-based international, it's a local-based rating agency that has been opened in Uganda. We have been in operation for about a year or so. But we have over 25 years of experience in this sector. So going into the question of what is credit rating, before we even go where we operate, how we operate, in a simple lay-term language of what our local businessman can understand, this is a score, this is what can I would say explain about someone's creditworthiness. How is Laban or company X in position to get this much of credit in a financial institution? What does the financial institution itself have as, what can it bear risk according to credit? Something like that would be so easy for someone to understand without going into the methodology, the technicalities. It's just how
the reputation,
the creditworthiness, of a person. So when you talked about the Credit Reference Bureau,
what's the difference between your rating and the CRB?
So the difference is quite big, actually, in technical terms, because, for example, the Credit Reference Bureau, or what you can call the CRB, is just 5% of our report. So meaning that we have a lot of 95%, which is different from the Bureau. So the Bureau, only what it does, or what I can simply mean is it does post-mortem about what Laban has done on credit, or what company X is worth on credit. So
once they have borrowed,
already they have borrowed. So it will show you a report of how those people or that entity has been in position to service its debt. On the other side, for us on our side, is we give you a score, we give you a rating, we give you a scale that shows your worthiness, your credit worthiness, that you can use for a period of 1 year. And also,
So the nitty-gritty here, what do you rate? Credit Reference Bureau rates when I've borrowed and how I've paid, and that's only 5%. So give us some of the things you rate in your report.
So on our side, we go deeper, or we go into depth of this entity or of this client. So it means that we do what you can say qualitative and quantitative analysis, where we are having the likes of the management structure, the projections, the audited books of accounts. It's a process that really can take it. We dissect the company, we dissect the institution, we dissect that financial institution also, so that we can understand the 360-degree angle of that entity, to be able to come up with over a 50-page report that can give confidence in the financial ecosystem, that then someone can bear your risk. So we can look at your capital, we can look at your board, we can look at your plans you have. We see, are you compliant with ESG, because all that we do. Are you, in position to what is the length of your company? Where are you breathing? Are you on ICU, I would say? Or can you be, can you operate without life support? What is your equity? What is, if you're a financial institution, what is your non-performing loan book looking like? What is, so we go all into that financial information, but we don't do it to castigate. We do it to provide solution. we do it exactly. How would you look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is me, but how can I be better?
Yes.
If you have not put on a very good tie before you leave home, you have to check in yourself in the mirror and say, okay, maybe this one has worked, this one hasn't worked. So that is what I would say basically it would mean by you having your entity rated.
Okay. So what happens? I want to be rated. I come to you. What do you expect from me in order for you to do your job?
So I'll maybe first of all try to tell you what is already on the market.
Yes.
So when I talk about rating, we're talking about like 4 or 5 entities around the whole world.
Yeah.
We're talking about the likes of Moody's, Fitch, S&P, GCR. You know, they are the players that people know about in the market. And this is what has been happening. You submit money, invoices, you do everything. Then someone comes from all the way from wherever they have come, and they come here to rate you. Now the difference on our side is that we are trying to understand the local market. We understand that we're in an economy that is growing at between 6 to 8% per annum, or percent of economic growth.
Yes.
We understand that we are in an economy that has high interest rates. We understand that we're in an economy that is developing.
Okay.
So when we are approaching this topic, we approach it very, very sensitively. In a way that we try to talk to the management, the board, from that level, all those structures.
Context.
Yes. So we ask for basic documentation that we expect seriously a company that has been operating for over 3 years
should
to have. Certificate of incorporation. These are, for example, like a board resolution to read.
Yes.
And then we're talking about three-year financials, audited books of accounts. We're talking about projections. We are talking about, you know, your trading license. We're talking about some of these things, bank statements. You know, these are things that we believe that should be operating. The ease of doing business in the country should be brought back to a level whereby we want to see it achieve up to a single digit. We want to see Uganda becoming rated or becoming to be seen as a country that is easy to do business. Because in that way, if you have entities that are rated, you automatically have the economy on your figure, on your fingerprints. That is why we have done strategic relationships with entities like PSFU. We have known that it is the private sector is the engine of the economic system. So we understand that if we can lubricate that engine, we shall be able to achieve. That is why I believe that the central bank has managed to recognize ICRA as the first indigenous, you know, rating agency to be understood by the central bank. We are still in negotiations, definitely, to see how all this can come up with a framework with the major stakeholders, Ministry of Finance, these other regulators, UMRA, you know, all these Capital Markets Authority, all those are stakeholders we have been having serious discussions with, and we hope to continue these discussions.
Okay, very good. So I come to you, I come to you to be rated, I must kind of lay a bit of myself bare.
I would call it walk in the light.
I get it.
I would call it walk in the light.
Now, what do you expect once you have given me the rating? What do you expect me to do? Can I ignore perhaps even?
Yeah, so this rating, when you reach that level of being awarded a rating, we have different scales, or what you can call rating scales. We have the AAA, we have AA, it goes up to all the way to D.
Okay.
So meaning it is divided basically into 3 areas. If you're between, probably I would say AAA to a certain grade, which is I would say B, or some that go through, it means that you are you can easily be invested in. So that is an area you look at as an investable entity.
Triple A and then
we can go into the scales. Then we have also somewhere where we have, you know, the ones which are not even looked into. We are looking about those ones that are not performing well, and you know, but per rating it will give up. But most importantly is to give investor confidence. Every entity has investors. At the end of the day, even government has investors, because we know people are buying bonds, people are buying this, people are investing. So every entity, every organization has investors,
interested parties.
So to give confidence to those interested parties, the rating brings the whole of you out to those parties. It is a report that is not biased because it's a third-party validator. So if I get into the technicalities, when it comes to the frameworks, the financial frameworks governing the whole world, we talk about Basel 2, Basel 3. We talk about CAMELs, RAMELs for the insurance sector. We talk about, you know, all those other things.
IFRS.
So we find that they are mandated. There is a mandate that there must be a third-party validator on your credit risk that you're giving. These are all things that are written by international standards.
Yeah.
And we have seen the central bank even raising capital to about 150 billion of commercial banks.
Yeah.
If UMRA did the same for financial institutions in Tier 4, it would be different.
Be problems,
So these are all the things that are coming out to create awareness to individuals that the central bank is doing something right, because the international standards are shifting from Basel II to Basel III. So it means that if you can't manage the economy which is growing, merge with other people. We have seen other banks either sloping down into the other lower tiers, or to make sure that at least the economy can move. So it is something that people need to understand. It's not just that the executive director supervision of the central bank just woke up in the morning and put up this as a law. No. They are following international standards, making sure that the Ugandan economy, we can compete. A company here can compete globally with a company in America. And
the rating does help. Final question, Leban. How can a company, I've come to you, I've rated me, say, AA. I'm investable. How can I use the rating? In fact, how and where can I use the rating?
So that is the part of the icing on the cake. Every financial institution will be ready to absorb that rating.
Okay.
Every investor in the whole world will be ready. ICRA operates in over 5 countries, meaning we are all over the continent, all over the world. So it means that with all our connections all over the world, you'll be able to be listened to.
Yes.
Number 2,
you're internationally recognized.
Yes. So you will even look at the issue of putting you in a position to negotiate for better interest rates on a credit line. We're talking about you sitting in a room with various serious credit analysts, credit people of the
and
bank.
You give them the rating.
And you're giving them the rating and say, look guys, I can manage to pay this in the next 5 years or 7 years, which hasn't been the case now. We find that companies, and we don't know the future of companies. We have seen moving examples right now where we are seeing some companies have borrowed money in and out of the country, and we are facing difficulty in paying back.
True.
Because some of these things would have been mitigated if these companies were rated. We have seen companies also coming to invest into our country who are not rated, and they get sovereign exceptions. They get letters from the president, get letters from various entities as guarantees. But then these companies don't do anything in the long run. So how about we come into a measure whereby we can protect our economy, grow our economy, because we understand the Ugandan economy.
Okay, thank you so much, Leban, for that. Nobody, this is short. Somebody complained to me, whenever the guy is explaining more, now you cut off. It's beyond my control, and I hope I can fix that for a while. Viewers, International Credit Rating Agency is international, so they have a footprint here, and they provide credence or credibility to you if you allow them, and they also shine a torch to you internally so you can see how you are doing by an independent third party. So if you want to be accredited, please look for them, but also it's beautiful to be accredited. Therefore you can not only bragging, you can actually attract money and investment.
Yeah.
That was the link. Thank you for joining us tonight.